Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to show you how to change up the content, the demo content on a starter site in Blocksy. Alright, so before we begin, let's go ahead and check out how to install a starter site. So we have our dashboard here. We'll click on Blocksy on the left-hand side and make sure you have the Blocksy companion plugin installed. It doesn't have to be the pro one because it gives you the starter sites. And you can see there's pro ones and you can see there's free ones as well. And you can just choose which one you want for your website. So again, we have categories here. So if you wanted to make a blog, these are good ones for a blog. If you had a portfolio that you wanted to showcase, you can use that here. And if you had e-commerce, if you were selling items, you could use any of these as a basis for your online shop. All right, so you just have to click on import and it's going to install everything for you. And we'll have our starter site. Okay, so let's say we have our homepage here, and this applies to most things on here as well. Okay, we have our other pages like services and our about page, but our blog page over here, we'll use something else to change this layout. All right, so let's start with changing the content up first. Let's say we want to make this from this renovation company example into website assets. So first things first, we're going to click on not customize, but edit page. Okay, and as you can see, we have our site here, and you can see this top part isn't, this menu, this header, isn't actually part of the web page itself. Okay, so we're going to be dealing with everything that hasn't got to do with the customizer. So let's go ahead and change this to our usual, we're website assets. So right, and then we have our lorem ipsum over here. We can click on this and we can change, we can change this image or, the background. Okay, we can replace this with something from our media library. So let's go ahead and use one of our classroom images here, right? And we can change our button here. You can see we can change the color. We can make it just a link like that. And then we can, it gets a bit bigger. And the colors, we can change the button color to something a bit more bright, and you can see it. That's what happens to it. And we can change our spacing as well. So we're here, we can make it align to the center. This one, align it to the center as well. And for this one, this is your, and depending on how many elements you have on the website, it might be a bit difficult to edit. And then we can change this up. We can replace it with something else. So let's just put a computer there. All right. And then we can change all of these, and you just have to type and click. Alternatively, if you didn't want to have any of these, you can just totally delete the elements and skip it over if you don't need it, right? And this applies to everything on the page. So if we don't want to have a contact us form here at the bottom, we can delete it, and it squishes everything up. And then we can add something else here, like a YouTube video, right? And then we're going to insert a link there. and then we'll embed that. And then here should be one of our videos. Perfect. And that's about where it ends. So let's compare it to our site, and it ends over here. And we don't see anything after this. And this is all part of our header and customizer and so on. Footer, excuse me. So once we're done with that, you can, a brief recap is that you can just click on everything. And that's the beauty of having a starter site, is that you just have to click and replace things. But if you wanted to add things, you see there is add block here, and you can add anything from the block inserter. So as we showed a while ago, there was a YouTube video that we can embed. But anything you download or comes with Blocksy or the starter themes, starter sites, or stock WordPress, you can add in here. So we can put quotes, we can put more grids, we can put galleries, icons for our social media, so on and so forth. So if we wanted to customize things more, we have our sidebar here, and you can see that we can change how large and how small the typography is going to be, how big and small our font is, if we're going to put a shadow or outline on it, and it may or may not. There you go. And we can put the background to this, and the top line and the bottom line, and you'll see they'll both appear right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. And this is in part of making the website our own. And wait for it to save. Let's wait for it to publish. Okay, and once it's done, let's go ahead and refresh our page. And you can see it's now website assets. Now we can fix this because it's bleeding over a bit. And let's line it left. And you can switch between the two and see if there's any problems with your website. Alternatively, you can just preview it, and we can save that and then refresh our site. Oops. There we go. We'll save that and then refresh it. And you can see our changes have been saved. So now we can do the same thing for our services pages, and we can just click on edit page here and then change up the photo and the content and so on and so forth. But how do we go ahead and change? And you can scroll down here. You can see that we deleted some of the items here, and we've inserted one of our YouTube videos here. How do we change up the logo here and customize this other part here, this header, and our footer? And how do we change our blog layout, right? So just show you real quick. We can go ahead and enter the editor for our blog page, right? It's called latest news, and there's nothing here, right? There's nothing here. So the only thing we can do is probably just change the title, right? So save that. And this should change into blog once we save it. And there you go, blog. So how do we change up the layout of this and change our header and our footer? So let's go ahead and enter our customizer. There's two ways of doing this. One is to go up on our admin header over here, our admin toolbar, that is. Click on customize, or go to your dashboard, hover over appearance, and then click on customize, and it should take you to the WordPress customizer. Okay, so first things first, we're going to change up now our header. So let's click on header, and you can see we have a bunch of widgets that we can drag and drop here. So for the logo, we can click on that and then select one of our own. All right, so there's our logo, and we can change the logo height, like how big it is. We can also put it in the center or on the side or at the bottom and so on. We're going to search here, and there's a bunch of different elements, and we have a bunch of other We have a bunch of other things that we can put on here. Alternatively, we can also put our menu down here, and it looks a bit cleaner that way. And we can add other things. So if we click on top row here, we can put add to cart if we had a shop, and we don't, but we'll just keep it on there. We could put HTML or another menu, or our social media icons at the top. You see? And we can save that. Now, what about our footer? We scroll down here, we have our footer. let's click on footer here, and we can remove things. So there's this gallery here. We can just remove that. We can put this over to here. You can see it's going to be squished up a bit. And we can change up the number of rows that we have. And we can change the layout, which is wider, which is narrower. And we can also add, again, our logo here. Right, website assets. And we can customize it the same way by clicking it. And we have a bunch of other options with what we want to put here. So we want to put our socials up here on the left side. And if we wanted to, we can customize our top row. We can have it only be 1. And we can just have this here. Okay. So once we're happy with that, let's go ahead and figure out how to change up our blog layout now. So by default, this is what the starter site comes in. And let's go to our blog posts, and you can see we have several options to choose from. We can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. All right, so this looks a bit, well, definitely different from a while ago. And you can also change the number of posts. We can have only 5 posts shown, so it's going to be 3 and then 2. And then we have options for cards, so we can remove the meta. So you'll see it'll disappear from here. And we'll just have our title, excerpt, and so on. We can add a divider, and we can click we can add a read more button if you wanted to. And we can configure that. And we can show the arrow if, there you go. And we can customize how all of this looks like. All right. And we can align everything horizontally just to make everything centered up. So once we're happy with customizing how our website looks like, and we're happy with changing the colors and so on, this is just a simple guide. Let's go ahead and hit on publish. And wait for it to save. Now we can refresh our page, and the page is latest news and blogs. And you can see it's now very different, right? We now have our new header here with our layout and our logo, and our custom blog site, blog archive, and a custom footer here. And we can go over to home again just to double check that we did customize our website. So if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Show this kind of video to other nerds like us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.